big government is the tool of the elite, of the rich, of the powerful. And so Christopher Cox, who leads the Securities and Exchange Commission, is doing its job, protecting the criminals. And when you find out that you have had 1.5 quadrillion stolen on your paycheck, on your credit card, on your taxpayer back, and you get angry about it, and when they shut the economy down fully, which they're now doing, they're flipping the switches off right now, going down the line. Let's say there's 20 switches, as an analogy. There's about 10 switches left, and they're flipping them off. They're just going down the line, switching it off, and then suddenly you see troops on the streets. Suddenly you hear the troops are going to be on the streets on the news. Suddenly they tell you they have built camps for your safety. Suddenly they admit, yes, we've hired 26,000 preachers secretly to sell you on martial law. Suddenly you hear that there is InfraGard with 23,000 executives trained with automatic weapons to carry out martial law and shoot to kill orders of whoever they're told to kill. Their employees. That's mainstream news. They're everywhere. They are the corporate criminals, and they are going to carry out the total destruction of this nation. Now, if you're a compartmentalized Marine, or a compartmentalized sailor, or a compartmentalized Army officer, or a compartmentalized FBI agent, or a compartmentalized BATF, or whatever you are, a compartmentalized Department of Land Management, or a compartmentalized bureaucrat, and you're saying, hey, Alex, I know you're telling the truth about this. Everything you said's come true. It's all admitted now in the news. 8.5 trillion stolen in 7 weeks. We're almost 9 weeks into this. We haven't gotten new numbers in almost 2 weeks. Who knows what it'll be when new numbers come out. They come out sporadically. They're telling Congress they won't say where the trillions went. They admit 4+ trillion has been stolen out of the Pentagon pension funds. Associated Press reported 7.5 years ago it was 2 trillion. Congress has been told on video by Rumsfeld that he won't tell them where the money went. If you aren't part of this, you need to speak up and be heard now, because if they'll steal everything that Steven Spielberg has, and if they'll steal what senators' money, and they'll steal major corporations' money, what will they do to you? I mean, if they've stolen $9 billion of Mort Zuckerman's money, this is in one scam. What will they do to you? You are not immune from this. We have got to come together now. That's why I've tried to cut back on the name-calling and the rhetoric and getting angry and blowing up at you people that have engaged in evil and gone along with this system, because I know they get you all hyped up. They teach you and tell you that you're doing this to protect America, and we've got to cut corners and break the rules, and, oh, the Marines are out running checkpoints, but it is to stop drunk drivers and check driver's license. Oh, come on, Alex. No, they're selling us this incremental takeover because now they're getting ready to fully drop the hammer. And if you don't want to be totally bankrupt, all of you, if you don't want to be totally enslaved and have no future, you better say no to this fraud now. Many times in third world countries, the people rise up, figure out what's happening, and the fraud is stopped midway or partway in. Or sometimes at the start. We're deep into this now. It's already devastating. But we may be able to close some bulkheads off on the ship, pump out the water, and get her righted and get her back into port and then fix things. But if this continues even a few more months, while everybody's distracted by Obama and in lovey-dovey land with him, it's over. He's a diversion and a distraction while you're looking at the new fancy, well-dressed, well-spoken puppet. And while you're diverted off in that candy land and busy watching your football and busy thinking everything's going to get okay because the government and Wall Street say they're fixing it, they're not fixing it. This is a controlled world government takedown of the West by the private bankers who are fully bankrupting us so they can buy everything up for pennies on the dollar, nationalize the rest, and use the army to block it and suppress it so the public can't resist and ever get their liberties or freedoms back. I want to bring Ted Anderson up for this segment and the next. Then Aaron Dykes is going to be on with us. Ted, did you hear me read the headline out of Bloomberg Bloomberg is saying it's basically over for the dollar. A headline, dollar staggers as U.S. unleashes cash flood deficit. The biggest foreign exchange strategies and investments say the best may be over for the dollar after a 4-month, 24% rally. Ted, what does this mean to you?
Well, Bloomberg's putting the pin right on the dot. It hit the bullseye right on the target. I'm surprised they're even going to say this. Bloomberg, typically is a stock guy and wants to hide the fact that the United States dollar is going to die. They did. They came right out with that news, and I not only heard you read that one, I heard that news this morning on the way in on the talk radio shows. It's amazing that they did. They pinned it right there. Obviously, Alex, by this time, this is December of this year. By this time next year, we're probably going to experience inflation that this country has never seen before, with the exception of the continental dollar. And if you want to go all the way back to that and call that part of it, I'm just saying, since the United States currency, I should say, since the Constitution was formed here in the United States of America, the United States will have never experienced the kind of inflation that we have coming. The United States dollar is going to be falling. We're just like Bloomberg put it. They're attacking the United States dollar. That's what they're doing. They're cannibalizing whatever value's left in this currency to try to bail out the problems that are going on. And like you said, I believe that this is a managed thing. It's intended to happen, and it's also intentions is to put us into some sort of a world currency. And I'm hearing that not only from you, but all over across the globe. And I do think we're heading right toward that. Now, I got to say, Alex, one of the best offers that we've been having going on here ever since I've been in business is that Creature from Jekyll Island book with the silver dollar. I take and I have my shipping people staple that silver dollar into a plastic flip right inside of that front cover, so they can take a look and they can read what this banking system's doing to us, how the system works, and understand how it works, and actually take some action that counts. I mean, we're trying to call people to action here, but most of the people of the United States of America don't understand the system. And until you understand how this thing works, what pulls the triggers, what is the fundamental financing machine of this new world order, and until you understand that to its nth degree, you're not going to be able to actually have an effect here. And I just, that's why.
Chad, we got a break. Stay there. We're going to come back to you after the break. Bottom line, people think it's cute to have private bankers running the Federal Reserve. It's cute and funny to have them ruling us. The New World Order is cute and funny. The public is now, and the establishment minions are going to find out how cute and funny these cold-blooded people are. Their instinct is to dominate and enslave and control. That's why they're in power. We're going to come back and break down exactly what's happening with this economy. Please stay with us. All right, let's go back to Ted Anderson. Ted, when we tell people that foreign banks set us up in a Ponzi scheme, this isn't like some Ponzi at a country club that rips off everybody and then just runs off and people lose a few million or a few 100,000 apiece with nouveau riche fools. This is the military-industrial complex taking over our nation for decades, shutting up this master plan to implode the economy by design. Every anti-New World Order expert, from G. Edward Griffin to Aaron Russo, reported that was their plan. We are now coming in to the master plan in their own documents to implode the world economy and then set up a world banking system called the New World Order. Now, in the Financial Times of London, in hundreds of newspapers the last 2 months, every day they're saying, yes, this is the New World Order. Yes, the bankers are going to own and run everything. And we still then have Rush Limbaugh saying it doesn't exist, it's not happening. So understand, folks, they engineered all this, and now they're telling the world that they're your saviors and that they're going to save you with work brigades and million-man tattletale squads. They are going to rob and rape us financially. They know the public's going to resist. This whole police state is so they can carry out the theft. And I know I keep repeating that, but if we don't get that message out and get it out to John Q. Public, who's listening, if we reach out, they'll listen and show them the facts, then the New World Order is going to get away with this, and things are only going to continue to get worse. Now, Ted,